My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am a storyteller. Welcome back to the Colonel Channel. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Lee Roger Wolfgram, and I am the self-proclaimed commander of the Colonel Channel. And here on the Colonel Channel, our mission is to entertain, educate, and inform. And with that said, here's the JAG brief. So on these JAG briefs, as you may know, I'm not only a lieutenant colonel, I'm not only a pilot, I'm also a lawyer. And so people call me all the time. They have questions, and I want to give you just a little bit of information here today. And this is about how to select a lawyer. And the reason why I decided to make this video is I actually had a prospective client give me a call and said, "Hey, I was on your website, and I'm following your advice about how to select a lawyer. And honestly, I forgot what was on the website, so I thought, well, I'll just put this out here because I genuinely believe this." And I come from just a normal American background, and lawyers in my family were always, a big thing. But in every family, there are those moments when you're going to need a lawyer. In my family, it had to do with real estate. In many families, it has to do with family law. And for a lot of folks, they get themselves in trouble once in a while, and they're just regular good people, but they find themselves having made a bad decision, and it's about getting the best outcome for the client. Here's my advice: call around, and I suggest that you call a minimum of 3 lawyers. It's the right number so you get a fair sampling of what is out there. And the purpose of that call is to establish a trust, because this is the most important thing in your life or your family's life, and you need to trust the person that you have hired to be able to get the best outcome for you. So when you call around, talk to the lawyer. Try to get a sense for their honesty, their competency, and their rapport with you, and their presentation. And call 3 lawyers and ask them questions, because this is kind of an interview. This is a very important thing to your life. And you want to find, first of all, someone that you can trust. That's the most important thing that I would say, is that trust. And here in my firm, I understand that my client has to trust me, and I have to trust my client. So developing that rapport of trust is very important to me. And it should be very important when you hire a lawyer, because you're going to leave whatever this most important issue is to the person that you are hiring as a lawyer to get you the best outcome. Now, let me give you some warning signs. If the first thing out of their mouth is about money, I'm not saying that's necessarily bad. I'm saying it doesn't do very much to build a trust right away, because certainly when you're calling, you have questions. That's the reason you're calling, not only for the interview, but also for the questions about the case that you have. And in my firm, I listen to those stories. I want to hear the story because I want to realize what it is that I can do for them, because I want to give them something. They're calling me now. They're having this part of their life where they feel the need to call a lawyer, and I like to give them the time to tell me their story, and then I'll give them some feedback. And that builds trust. Many people hire me after that call just simply because they'll say, I've talked to a couple different lawyers, and you're the only one that listened. Everybody else was talking about money. And sometimes, money is the most important thing. I get those clients that call that money is the most important thing, and I slow them down. I say, tell me your story, because at the end of this call, whether you retain me or don't retain me, at least you're going to have some information that's going to make your experience with me and your contact with me have some value. So that's I guess my quick down and dirty. It's on my website about how to select a lawyer. Trust and afford, and are competent. And the other thing I want to bring up right now is we are nearing 333, which is 1/3 of the battalion complete. So thank you for those of you that watch and subscribe, and thank you for all the comments. And I would just ask you this. Look, I don't come on here and beg for people to, subscribe. But I will ask you this. If there's anything that you get out of the videos that I make, just do me the courtesy of subscribing so that I know, because I do look at those subscriptions. As you see, it's not a fixed format. And so for those things that people like more than other things, as I said in the beginning, I want to make this a channel for all of us. And then finally, I want to mention again, we are coming up on that. When we get 1,000 subscribers, we are going to have a contest for $1,000. And real briefly, so you can start making your videos. When that time comes, we'll announce the actual beginning of the contest. But I want you to go ahead and submit a video that you make to the Colonel channel. That's what's going to happen. And then we, meaning the members of the channel, are going to vote. And if it's the only one, well, then you're probably going to win. If there's multiple, there'll be a $500 prize for the first one. And these would be original works that are going to be played first on the Colonel channel. There'll be a $500 prize. And then when we vote on it, all of the people that vote, in other words, the participants in this contest. So you're going to have, those are the entries for the video. And then you're going to have those that vote for the video after they see it. Those that vote for the video, I'm going to also randomly award $500 to one of our subscribers just for being a subscriber. That's my tidbits for the day. That's the JAG brief for the day. Got some more content coming up. I'm working on a trip to Vietnam where I'm going to do a story on the tunnel rats in Vietnam. And I've got another story I'm working on, the bridge over River Kwai, for those that are familiar with that World War II movie, actually, and telling the real story on location for both of those things. That's what's in the works. Glad you're here. Again, thanks for watching. Wolf 6 out. See you next time. Bye-bye.